Hi there guys, I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech and this is a camera comparison between RealMe 1 and the Honor 9 Lite. On the rear, Honor 9 Lite sports a dual camera setup with a 13 megapixel primary camera and a 2 megapixel secondary camera for depth sensing and a single LED flash. On the front, it also has a dual camera setup with a 13 megapixel primary camera and a 2 megapixel secondary camera for depth sensing. On the rear, RealMe 1 sports a single 13 megapixel camera with f2.2 aperture and single LED flash. On the front, it is an 8 megapixel camera with f2.2 aperture. Now these are some sample shots taken in daylight and lit conditions. RealMe 1 supports Auto HDR and Honor doesn't. So all these pictures were taken with Auto HDR on RealMe 1 and HDR mode on Honor. Capturing speeds are good on both phones, but comparatively, it's faster on RealMe. HDR images from RealMe lack a bit of sharpness and details, but considering the capturing speeds, it's pretty good. Images from Honor look a bit dull and colors are to the warmer side, but carry slightly more details and sometimes have better colors. To keep it simple, Honor takes better images, but RealMe 1 takes better looking images, especially in terms of colors. Now coming to regular images, these pictures are once again taken with Auto HDR on RealMe 1 and in Auto mode on Honor. This time, capturing speeds are equally good on both phones. Images from RealMe are a tad bit overexposed and colors are to the warmer side and look more pleasing. Colors on Honor look very saturated at times. Sometimes images are overexposed and sometimes underexposed. Not a very consistent experience. Because of Auto HDR, RealMe 1 sometimes does a better job but lacks sharpness. On the whole, rear cameras are better on RealMe 1. They lack a little in terms of sharpness while taking HDR images, but gives you a very consistent experience. Now coming to the portrait mode, both phones offer this mode, but edge detection obviously works better on Honor because of the dual camera setup. Besides that, background blur effect, color reproduction, sharpness, skin tones all look better on Honor. So for rear camera portrait shots, Honor 9 Lite is undoubtedly the winner. Now coming to low light indoor performance, images from both phones are bright with completely different color balance. Colors on RealMe 1 are close to accurate colors. Colors on Honor are to the warmer side and have better sharpness. Now coming to outdoor low lighting conditions, images shot on Honor look a bit dark with dull colors. Images from RealMe look bright but colors are slightly faded. So in low light, on the whole, RealMe 1 does a better job. Now coming to selfies, once again RealMe supports Auto HDR while Honor doesn't. So all these selfies were taken with Auto HDR on RealMe 1 and without HDR on Honor. As you have seen, almost all these selfies were taken in pretty harsh lighting conditions. Selfies from Honor look slightly faded and its background is completely overexposed. Selfies from RealMe 1 look much cleaner, have more details, have better colors and have better dynamic range. So for selfies, RealMe 1 is the winner. Now coming to portrait selfies, these are the sample shots. Once again both phones offer this feature, but unlike other phones, we can use Auto HDR even while taking portrait selfies on RealMe 1. So you get slightly better dynamic range in it. Edge detection isn't perfect on both phones, but it's comparatively better on Honor because of the dual camera setup. But that's noticeable only if you zoom in. With RealMe 1, you also get wider selfies than Honor. So for portrait selfies, both do a good job. I'll call this round as a tie, but you can pick a winner based on your preference. Now coming back to selfies, even in indoor lighting conditions, selfies from RealMe 1 look much cleaner, have more details and better colors. Selfies from Honor look a bit overexposed. In outdoor low lighting conditions, both phones use display as flash. Both perform well, but RealMe 1 has better exposure control. So on the whole, for selfies, RealMe 1 is better. For the most part, it is because of Auto HDR. Now coming to video recording, this is a sample footage. So guys, this is a sample footage recorded using the RealMe 1 and the Honor 9 Lite using the rear cameras. On the left side I have the RealMe 1 and on the right side I have the Honor 9 Lite. And I'm currently recording this video at 1080p resolution, which is also the maximum resolution supported by both phones, and both phones lack any kind of stabilization. So both phones lack electronic image stabilization and optical image stabilization, so the footage is pretty shaky. Now the audio is also from the phone itself, so check out the noise cancellation offered by both phones along with the stabilization. Both phones can shoot video in 1080p resolution and there is no stabilization on both phones. footage looks overexposed on both phones. It looks a bit more overexposed on Realme 1, and on Honor, footage looks very warm. Both look bad, but comparatively, I like the footage from Realme because of accurate colors. Now coming to the front camera video recording, here's the sample footage. So guys, this is the footage recorded using the Realme 1 and the Honor 9 Lite. I have the Realme 1 on the left side and the Honor 9 Lite on the right side, and I'm currently recording this video at 1080p resolution, which happens to be the maximum resolution supported by both phones. By the way, both phones lack any kind of stabilization, so as you can see, footage is pretty shaky. And by the way, audio is also from the phone itself, so check out the noise cancellation and stabilization offered by both phones. Once again, footage is overexposed on both phones. Footage from Honor looks slightly better in terms of exposure control and color reproduction. So guys, to conclude, Honor definitely takes better portrait shots using the rear camera. For the rest of the things, Realme 1 does a better job or equally good job as Honor 9 Lite. Auto HDR in Realme 1 makes a huge difference between both phones, and that's where Realme 1 takes the lead. So guys, looking at the sample pictures and the sample footage, what's your take on the camera comparison of these phones? Which phone do you think did better? Do let me know by commenting below this video, and if you're planning to buy either of these phones, use the link in the description. It really helps the channel. If you want us to make any specific video, tweet out to us with the hashtag AskGreedyTech on Twitter, and we will try to make it as soon as possible. I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech signing off. Have a nice day.